All right. See you all.
So we got a minute 46.
John's here. Awesome. We're going to stand in the middle.
Well, I heard myself.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, how's everybody
Welcome.
doing? I want to say hello in the chat. Who is here? Let me turn off this music. You know, I'm still trying to learn stuff. All right. Let's see. Let's see who's in the chat. Ann is here. Good morning. Hi, Jan.
Jen, how you doing?
All right or die. Hello, Jan.
Connie, how you doing, dear?
Let's see. Everett is here. Hello, Everett. Good
Hey,
to
Everett,
see
how you
you.
doing?
I know you're still fighting the good fight. I still see the emails from you. Oh my gosh. Ann is here. Hi, Ann. Yay. How are you doing? Who else? Connie. Where is it? Okay. I'm trying to look on two different screens here. All right. Oh no, I'm old. All right, that's Deborah. Oh,
Jack.
Deb. Hey there.
How you doing, Jack?
Let's get this party started. So, this is so cool. Beautiful, I am color. I love that name. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. That is so sweet. Courtney.
How you doing, Courtney?
So Courtney was my first, how do I say, public speaking coach. Emerge 2013 inaugural class. That's right.
Y'all didn't have any signs.
We didn't have any signs. No, we didn't have signs. No, it wasn't that. And hi, Ann. I'm still fighting the good economic fight, right? We're gonna keep pushing, make sure that folks here have an opportunity to strive, Jack.
Hi, Alicia. How you doing? It's been a long time. I haven't seen her in a long time.
Oh, that's right. Joyce. Hey there. How you doing? Alicia, I haven't seen you in a long time. Well, we haven't seen anybody in a long time. Since COVID.
Damn COVID.
I know.
Jeez.
I know. Toy. I just saw you Friday. Was that Friday? That was Friday. Friday at John Bailey's thing. So great. We are gonna get started. Just keep saying hello in the chat, everyone.
Hey, Larry, how you doing?
Hey, Larry. Good to see you, Larry from Army OC. So we're gonna get to our whole story, where we're going. Please continue to say hello in the chat. If you're watching on LinkedIn or if you're watching on Facebook, the chat should come through and we should see it. But hopefully you're here with us on YouTube because this just makes things easier. But I added those other two just in case. Just in case, I don't know. We just want to talk. We just want to talk and we want to see what you guys are thinking about. It's been a long, hard 2 years. It's been a long, hard 2 years.
Definitely.
So welcome, welcome, welcome. My name's Halisi. All of you all should know me. I don't know if everyone knows my wonderful husband, Rick.
Yeah, I'm the other appendage that hangs off of her when she goes around to different things.
And welcome. If you're watching this in the replay, I know I had at least 2 family members and 1 friend asked if I was going to record it, that they wanted to watch it in the replay. So if you're watching this in the replay, hello, hello, hello. Still comment, tell us what your favorite international city is, where you would like us to travel to. YouTube will give us the notifications and we can add that to our list. So I'm just looking at our notes right here. So if you see me looking up, that's what that's about. Let's see who else has joined us.
Looking towards God for guidance.
Oh yeah, I'm looking.
That's what I'm looking for.
I'm looking. I'm looking towards God for guidance too. That's for doggone sure. Hey Karen, good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you're
Karen.
here.
I wish we were in person too, Connie.
I know.
It'd be great.
I know. We've got family members in Chicago, California, Florida. Where else? Ohio. I mean, so this was just the easiest. Hey, Betsy. Valerie. Oh my gosh, Val, I haven't seen you since. Goodness, I'm gonna say 2016, 2017. Hey, Julie. Julia, Betsulia, is Betsy with you? So, gosh, yeah. Well, where do we start? Let's start with why we're retiring and how did we retire so fast? Why are we retiring and traveling? Why are we leaving the country? We're leaving the country.
Yeah.
So I guess, okay, so 2016, right after I did not win the election, y'all know I ran for city council. And by this time, I think I had already been recruited by Larry and the 3 amigos to do Rocky Mountain Employee Ownership Center. And we had a meeting with a financial advisor. And we gave him a bunch of information. And then he ran the numbers for us. And we sat down and we had a meeting.
That was the most depressing meeting I ever walked away from. It was, oh my God, and I turned to Halisi, I said, you know what? I'm going to be working for the rest of my life. I can never retire. Just wasn't ready for it. And thought we were, putting money in the bank and all that good stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was not depressed. I wasn't depressed because he was depressed. And I didn't know. So I'm listening and I'm looking at the numbers and I'm realizing that these people are basing what they're saying on what the reality was on that day. And I knew that I was not always going to be making that same amount of money. You were not always going to be making that same amount of money. So I wasn't depressed, but he was, and that was good because then we started looking at the way we were spending money. And I did this, I downloaded our whole bank statements for like 3 or 4 months. And then I uploaded them into Excel because, type A. Sort to see where we were spending our money. And I realized on average, we were spending about $950 a month on restaurant food, not groceries and restaurant food, just on restaurant food. $1,000. So $12,000 a year on restaurant food. We were balling.
We thought we
were balling. We thought we were rich, living large, doing what we do, right?
Yeah.
And when we saw that was kind of a wake-up call.
Yeah. It woke me up.
Yeah. So, well, what I started doing is um, I started separating a certain amount of money per month, and that was supposed to be my money to spend on clothes and everything. And I took that down to like $300 a month, something like that. I don't know. And he did the same. But the biggest thing that we did was we started paying off our credit card debt and just getting rid of it. Because that was the thing that kept us like on that hamster wheel.
We were on the hamster wheel. We just kept.
It's like we were
over and over and over and over. And over.
Every paycheck paying credit cards.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like we did a lot of stupid stuff. Like I stopped buying new cars a long time ago. We only bought pre-owned cars, right? So we didn't do that. We didn't take a bunch of money out of our house and travel the world or anything goofy like that. But we did, yeah. Yeah, we were living large.
I think we just had a different mindset. We just had to change the way we thought, the way we did things, and that's what we did.
Yeah, definitely. So we changed the way we did things. And then 2019, we had come back from Europe with the CBWPA crew, Connie and Tamara and Angelique and family, Nicole Porti and David. And that changed the way we looked at things. So we were like, okay, we're retiring abroad. We had decided that we wanted to retire in Spain. We decided that, but it wasn't going to be until like 2026, 2028. I don't know, sometime in the future. But that was the plan, and we were going to go back a couple of times and things like that. So we were planning Chile for 2020. Santiago, Chile for 2020 with the crew. And then the pandemic. The Rona struck.
Yep. Yep. Showed its face and would not leave.
And that changed everything. I don't know about y'all, but that changed everything for us. You see my son watch. I mean, so my son got furloughed. Rick got furloughed. The Colorado Democratic Party, we had just had our caucuses, and we were getting ready for county assemblies, and we were trying to figure out, we didn't have county assemblies, went online. I had to do state assembly. I had to turn around and basically do everything that we were doing in person and figure out how to do that online on my job. Lord have mercy. At the same time, he's getting laid off. So I got to figure out how we are going to pay all these bills on one salary. So that, that was a wake-up call, because that was like, how, everyone is supposed to be living off of one salary, but are y'all living off one salary? If you have a partner, are you living off of one salary? Put in the chat if you, Connie's like, hey, Jabari. Put in the chat if you are living off of one salary, because I know we were not. We were not. When I started decluttering during the pandemic, I found 3 dresses with tags still on them.
We just found out we had a lot of stuff. And movies. When you start counting up all that stuff and how much money you spend on them, and then 9 times out of 10, you end up having to give them away, give them to Goodwill, give them away, try to sell as many as you can.
The clothes too, because no one wants those clothes.
No, I love tennis shoes, and I stopped buying tennis shoes. I stopped buying we just said we got too much stuff, and it's going to take a lot to just get rid of stuff. And we don't want to fill the landfills and stuff with all this craziness. So we just changed our way of doing things and said we're not doing this anymore. Going back to when we went to Europe, and we had a fantastic time. Greece, Spain, England, all the different places. I fell in love with Barcelona, Spain. And we stood in one of the big well park. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I said, you know what? I could live here. I would love to live here. I love the climate. I love the people. I loved everything about it. And then it was time to come home. And it was like, okay, well, do what we got to do, but we're planning another trip down to South America and look at that and see that place. It's not that we haven't been places. We spent a month in Africa, South Africa, which was fantastic. And it was just great being in other places, experiencing different things.
And we lived in South Africa because we lived in a neighborhood in the guest house of someone. So like the grocers got to know us, that nasty coffee, the coffee person got to know us. They drink chicory coffee in South Africa. Not feeling it. But I did discover rooibos tea in South Africa, and now that stays in our cupboard. So that was nice. But yeah, so we started paying off consumer debt, got furloughed, started living off of one salary. I saw somebody in the comments say, yeah, I'm living off of one salary. That's great. Oh, here it is. That's great, because we were not. Like, we did not know what we were doing. We just didn't. I mean, we weren't paying attention to our money. We weren't paying attention to where it was going. Everything was getting paid on time, and we were putting money into our IRA and 401k. But after that, I don't know. And those 2 dresses that had the tags on them, it didn't fit. No, they're too big. So I still have to give them away. It's crazy. So when we were furloughed, we thought it was only going to be like what, 6 weeks. How long did you really think 2 years from now that we would still be doing this stuff? I just took off a mask. Like, I'm still wearing a mask. I know everybody else out there, they're like maskless, but we want to travel and we're going to have to take PCR tests or whatever. I don't have time for that. So I'm still wearing a mask everywhere that I go. But folks are acting like it's over. I certainly didn't think that we would be here 2 years from now, because we were planning to go to the convention in Milwaukee, right? Yeah. So we started looking up places to retire. And Spain is actually very affordable, but Barcelona and Madrid are a little expensive. If you live in Denver, Barcelona and Madrid are totally affordable. If you live in Colorado Springs, maybe not. But so you started looking at Barcelona and Madrid as possible places, and then what?
Yeah, I started looking at those places, and I was like, I was so in love with Barcelona in that area, in the climate in the area, that I said, let me look at Portugal. So I looked at Portugal, and funny, I just said, how many Black people in Portugal? I don't know. I just wanted to find out, just to have some history on it, find out why. And we ran across a young couple that lived.
So what did you Google? Black people in Portugal?
Yeah, Black people in Portugal. And just so I can get a feel of, okay,
because y'all know
what would I be walking into, and how are they treated? How are Black people treated? How are Americans treated, and stuff like that? And I found out some very, very positive things. And this young couple, we call them our kids, or the kids, not our kids, who turned around and said, you know what, we retired at 39 years old, 38, 39 years old. Mm-hmm. And it took them 8 years to become FI, which we decided, you know what, we're going to turn this whole thing around, and we're going to figure this out and start making the right investments and paying off all of our debt and everything else, and see where it takes us.
Yeah. So I just put our rich journey in the chat. Those were the kids that, they started at 31 years old, and in 8 years they had accumulated $2.5 million and retired at 40 years old. And we only ran across them because of Portugal. We were just looking at places to visit, places to retire. And then they introduced us to this concept called FIRE. Some of you guys may know what FIRE is. If you don't know what FIRE is, it stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. Well,
she's retiring early. I've already put my years in, so she's retiring.
I put my years in too.
Yeah,
I put my years in too. So my sister is in the chat. Hey, Amani, I love you, baby girl. And Ayana, one of our mentees, is in the chat. Yay. So financial independence, retire early. We've been telling everyone that we know, because just as I was as I used to teach the kids, one, this is not a dress rehearsal, right? You don't get a do-over. This is it. You don't get any more time. You can't accumulate more time. The only thing you can accumulate is more stuff and money, right? You can get more money, you can make more money, but you can't get more time. I can't get more time with my dad. I can't get more time with my family. So, we started looking at this and it was like, first it was just like, oh, well, we need to catch up on our retirement fund because our retirement was looking kind of piddly. So that's what we were looking at, just financial independence and just being able to travel as much as we wanted and everything like that. And next thing we know, we just started changing everything. We stopped buying crap. We don't need. I started decluttering even more. First of all, we just have too much stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, so if we want to travel, where's all this stuff going to go?
Exactly.
Where's this stuff going to go? It's like baggage weighing you down. Oh my God. And then there's no room for anything new in your life if you got all this stuff. Y'all know me and my old boss, Morgan Carroll. Oh my God, we had such potty mouths. Anyway, so yeah. So that was it. And then my dad went into the hospital and that kind of changed everything. Because even as of November, we were still trying to figure out how we're getting to Santiago, how we were going to meet the girls in Costa Rica, because they were looking at Costa Rica, I think, in those days. And, but things happen. And so when I moved my dad here, a lot of you know, he has vascular dementia. And I did not know how bad it was going to get. I thought that if we got his meds under control, et cetera, that we could reach a baseline, and then that's basically where he would stay. We're going to talk about the system in America, this system that is set up to extract wealth from Americans. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that because what I have learned in dealing with my dad, what I've learned about how to get Medicaid, how to get long-term care for him. If you are not in poverty or Bill Gates, you're in a lot of trouble. So if you don't know, I'm just going to say it costs $6,000 to $9,000 per month for long-term care if your parent needs that, if they've got dementia, if they've got Alzheimer's or anything like that, $6,000 to $9,000 per month. So if you did things right, you've managed to save up like $300,000. Just say you saved up $300,000. You've got your little pension. You've got your little Social Security that's coming in, and your house is paid off. How long do you think at $9,000 a month that $300,000 is going to last? Right. So this is all that I was dealing with since November. Well, actually, since this time last year. I've been trying to get him care since this time last year. And then November, when he went to the hospital, I was just like, oh my God, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? I literally slid down the wall and just started crying because I didn't know what I was going to do. I don't have $9,000 a month. Do you have $9,000? And should we spend our retirement money?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And not everybody prepares for it. And, it was a big wake-up call for us to start preparing for stuff and making sure that, things can be taken care of. We don't leave any burdens on anybody or anything like that. So we had to get our numbers right and change our way of thinking.
Yeah. So, because $9,000 a month, and yeah, I don't want it. We definitely don't want to do that to our kids. And like I was saying on John Bailey's thing, now it's about building generational wealth, right? And teaching our kids. So we've been having monthly calls with our family, just to teach them what we're learning, because
And we've learned a lot, and we still have a lot more to learn. But what we have learned and what we have done, we turned everything around in 3 years.
3 years.
3 years. So where my depression or my depressed feelings or thoughts when we sat down with the financial person and they said, yeah, you're going to have to do this and that. And we turned around and we got our FI number that we were looking to hit, and we hit it within 3 years.
Yeah. Well, it took 2 years of changing how we think.
Yeah, change how you think.
2 years of that. And continuing to be distracted by bright, shiny things. Ooh, let's buy this. Ooh, let's buy that. but less of it. But then in 3 years, we went, because we were doing the math from negative $22,000 net worth, negative 22,000 to positive 800,000 in 3 years. So that's what we were teaching our kids about. Yeah. And so it was good to see like our granddaughter on the call and asking questions about, investments and Bitcoin, which I know nothing about, but at least she's asking questions, right? At least she's asking questions.
Yeah, we're putting the thoughts in their mind and helping them to change the way they think, and letting them know they just don't need all this stuff. They don't, there's other ways and other means of getting the things that you need. And, you just don't have to put up with. And I think a lot of people today, younger people especially, that's why I think some of the labor is not returning, because they don't just want to return for minimum wage. Mm-hmm. There's other ways and better ways to do things. And I think that they're taking that time to learn it. Not all, but.
A lot are. The millennials, yeah, they're not putting up with that. They're definitely not putting up with that, because y'all know in 2020, I literally was waking up at 7 a.m. and going to bed at 10 p.m. when we were transitioning all that stuff, all through the national convention, all through that. I was literally putting in about 15 hours a day, right? Mm-hmm. 15 hours a day. Easy. And baby girl's tired. I'm tired. So when we put out the announcement, people were like, wait a minute, you're too young. I'm 57. So I'm not that young, and I'm not retiring that early, but retiring a lot earlier than we thought. So a friend of mine called and asked if he could say a few words. And I was like, are you kidding me? Okay, so that brought tears to my eyes. And so
we want to share.
Yeah, we're going to share.
Hello, everyone. Joe Neguse here. What a privilege and an honor it is for me to be able to join this wonderful celebration and retirement party for my good friend, Halisi Vinson. And boy, I cannot believe that she is retiring. I'm not sure that the Democratic Party here in Colorado is going to let her leave, given all that she has done for Democratic candidates up and down the ballot for literally the last several decades. Halisi has been a dear friend and, dare I say, mentor to me and so many others. And I have to tell you, my election to the United States Congress as our state's first Black congressman would not have been possible without the support and friendship of my good friend, Halisi. I'm sorry that I couldn't join all of you live. As some of you may know, after 2 years, COVID finally caught up with me. Thankfully, a mild case, but I am quarantining here at home, and we figured that we would be cautious and record a video in advance. But I'm doing well and grateful for this advanced scientific developments that we have here in our country and beyond that have given us the vaccine and the booster, and would encourage all of you to get vaccinated and boosted if you haven't already. But again, I'm really here to say just how grateful I am for all that Halisi has done for the state of Colorado and for the Colorado Democratic Party, and to tell her that we are so appreciative of her hard work. We know that the job she had as the executive director of the Colorado Democratic Party was a thankless job. Long nights, early mornings, working for candidates up and down the ballot, helping local parties organize from every single corner of our state. every day she did that work, and she did it with a smile. And I just am so grateful for public servants like Halisi, who chose to step up at a critical time in our nation's democracy, to stand in the gap, in the breach, and help us really defend our republic and ensure that our republic can continue to not just survive, but thrive. So we are grateful for her leadership. But of course, we all know there is a season for everything. And Halisi has certainly earned a little bit of time off. And so we're excited for her next chapter and all that her and Rick will accomplish in the coming months and years. Of course, also the many trips that they intend to take. And we look forward to them sharing the stories from their many travels over the coming years. But we will just say in closing, Halisi and Rick, thank you both for all that you've done for me, for countless others across our state. We are so very grateful. We wish you all the best. And please don't be gone for too long, because we're going to need you back here before November to help us turn out the vote. Take care, and please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay hopeful. Bye-bye.
That was so sweet. The first time I watched it, I got tears. I don't know. I just been teary, I guess, you know.
But I don't think we're going to be hearing back to November
for get out the vote. Yeah.
We'll do online.
We will vote. We will definitely vote.
Oh, definitely.
Thank God, you know, we're keeping our house here in Colorado. Thank God we live in Colorado and we have vote by mail and all of that stuff. And we will encourage folks to vote, but we love you, Congressman. We love you, but we will not be in Colorado in November, because I'm boycotting winter. Unless I'm skiing, I'm boycotting winter.
I ain't skiing.
Right? Oh my gosh, I tell you. So, all right. So now let's get to the fun part. I want to know your favorite international cities. And I want to see if y'all can guess. We already know our schedule. So we know where we're going first and we know where we're going second.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I've got to get my parents situated. So the goal is I'm going to create my own nursing home in the condo that we own in LA. And we're going to hire someone to help my mom and my dad. And so that's what we're going to do until my dad actually has to go into a facility. So, oh, look, our daughter's here. Hey, Shannon.
There's my baby.
We love you too. We love you too.
My Bootsy.
And Bahia, hey there, lady. Yeah, we did. So Bahia is so sweet. She actually helps with like inner peace and yoga and all of that kind of stuff, and working on the inner stuff, which, you know, I'm gonna make a confession. I'm gonna make a confession.
You didn't tell me about this.
I didn't. So I'm going off script. But I was thinking this morning after my failed campaign, and I don't say that I failed in running for city council. I thought I lost well, because after I lost, people asked me to do other stuff. So, you know, I had no control over the voters. So after that, I was on 5 boards and or commissions with my full-time job, including CBWPA, Colorado Black Women for Political Action, which I used to be the president of. 5, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, right? And so, you know, I put up Bahia's thing and talking about working on the inner stuff, like how much of my running around was getting away. Oh, I'm Congressman Joe Neguse. How much of that was getting away from dealing with what I need to deal with in here? I don't know. I don't know, because I was too busy. I was too busy running around, saving the world on everybody's board and commission. And I did not have time to think about how I was feeling about anything.
Hey, I was there to support.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Make sure she didn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, all that running around. The great part about it is I learned a lot. Most of you I met running around.
Met great people. You are great.
Right. So I've got a whole new family of activists and folks, from all of my running around. But Lord have mercy. Sometimes I think here in America, we just need to slow down and take time to just breathe and say, okay, what do I really want? What do I really want to do? Where do I really want to go? Is this the life that I really want? Like sometimes we just happen in the life. I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but sometimes we just happen in the life and stuff just happens. And we just, like Army OC, I didn't go look for that job. They recruited me. Colorado Democratic Party, I didn't go look for that job. She recruited me. And so stuff just kind of happens. And so now I'm the executive director. Okay, let's do this now. This retirement was the only thing in recent history that we said, this is what we're going to do, and we're doing it. And we want to travel the world, and we want to just bop around, and this is what we want to do, and we're doing it. So, kind of being purposeful and not letting things just kind of happen.
So with that too,
right?
We want to know, we want to include everybody. And that's why, we created our Black Utopia. And no, you don't have to be Black to come in and visit and all that kind of stuff, just putting that out. But it was to share with family and friends. We want to know where you'd like to see us go. We want you to be a part of our conversation and stay a part of our conversation to keep us knowing what's going on here.
Grounded.
We want to be able to share what we see in the world and share that with you. And we want to have your opinions on different things. And we want to show those that are interested how they can do it.
Yeah, how you can do it too, because it's really not that hard.
It's not.
It really isn't. And FIRE is an awesome plan. Marty, you and I are too late for the retire early part. But financial independence, right? I was talking about this. Like if we want to have more political power, we have to be able to max out to the folks that we want to support, right? You can't do that if you're burdened with stuff and debt. So financial independence and figuring out, what that means for you and what that looks like for you. We wanna keep sharing what we learned and everything like that. So I'm seeing some cities. Okay, Lee.
Santorini.
So we were there.
Yes, we were in Santorini.
Right, Connie? So I should have pulled up these pictures. I should have.
We will. We'll
put them up next time.
But yeah, we went to Santorini, and it doesn't rain a lot in Greece. But when we were there, they were so happy because we brought rain.
We brought rain.
It didn't rain long, but we brought rain to Santorini.
We brought rain to Europe. It rained on us the whole time. It didn't matter. I was just so happy to be there. So Santorini. For those of you who are not aware, Santorini is that village or the island in Greece with all the white buildings and the blue domes. That's Santorini. And there was a movie made, a rom-com, a romantic comedy made when I was in high school that took place on Santorini or in Santorini, because I think Oi is the town. I don't know, L-O-I, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway. So that romantic comedy, and I want to sing, it's hard for me to say I'm sorry. Who sang that song?
I just want Chicago.
Chicago, okay.
Peter Cetera.
Okay, so that song, It's Hard for Me to Say I'm Sorry, and Santorini. So from 16 or 17 years old, if you guys are my age, you might remember the movie. I don't remember what it was called, but that song was playing, and so ever since I was 17 years old, I wanted to go to Santorini. And my husband took me to Santorini in 2018. Thank you, sweetie. So we went to Santorini.
Please.
Because if mama ain't happy, up in this house, right? And mom ain't happy. So yeah. What are your dreams? Like, what are all of the places that you want to see? What are the dream places that you want to see? I've always wanted to go to the park in Barcelona that the great architect did, and we did that. So like all of the dream places that I've wanted to see as a kid, I've seen,
Oh, yeah.
and I saw with you.
Churches. And my thing that I really wanted to go to was Africa. And my wife took me to Africa, to South Africa to see that and experience that and spend a lot of time in Africa.
Yeah,
so that was my dream that I always wanted.
I did too. And my poor son, when I first told him, not when we went, but like 5 years before that, I was like, okay, so we're going to the continent. I don't know which country we're going to. You've got family in South Africa. So that's a soft landing. They speak English. That's probably where we're going to go. And he's like, oh no, the lions are going to get us. And he might have even said tigers. No, he might have known that there's no tigers in Africa. So, but yeah, that's what he thought, because our education system is so pitiful that he did not know that there were metropolitan cities on the continent of Africa, much less any country. So it was good that he went with us. And through grad school, I got an opportunity to teach entrepreneurship in the townships, two of the townships there in Stellenbosch, or right outside of Stellenbosch, which is around Cape Town. So my sister knows because she lived in South Africa for part of her life. So yeah, so that was great.
She actually met Nelson Mandela. I saw a picture that they
Amani, you met Nelson Mandela?
I remember a picture that her and the family were at his house or something. Chime in, Armani. I remember.
Did you call my sister Armani?
You called her Derek's mother. That's his grandmother. Kept calling her Armani. So I got it. I'm sorry, Armani. I apologize, darling.
So my sister's mother-in-law, no, her grandmother-in-law cannot pronounce her name. Bless her heart, she puts an R in there. So let's link up and eat our way through Italy. Brooke, I'm all about that life.
Yes.
I am all about that life.
Yes.
So just tell me, for those of you who don't know, once you are in Europe, plane tickets are anywhere from $10 to $50. You can just bop around.
Fly anywhere.
So Patagonia, that is on my list. Patagonia, South America, but not in the winter, because we don't.
Alaska. Jack says Alaska, Yukon. I have been to Alaska, Ketchikan, it is beautiful. It's been a long time. I was still in high school when I went, but it was fantastic. It is.
Is Sarah Palin still there?
Beautiful. Oh no, she caught COVID in New York, so I ain't no telling where she is.
After Sarah Palin, I was through with Alaska. And then my daughter.
Alaska's beautiful. Don't hold anything against Alaska.
Well, one of my daughters told me that it was really dirty, a lot of trash and stuff in the cities.
All the cities are dirty.
Americans.
Yeah, yeah.
We live in Denver. We live in Denver, so we're lucky. So yeah, Alaska might be an all boys trip.
Oh, gotta go fishing in Alaska. Salmon. Oh my God.
Santorini, all boys trip, I think. Vancouver,
BC, yes.
Huh.
It's beautiful up there.
That was on our list. Okay, so when Sarah Palin first ran with, what's his name?
Why did she have to talk about Sarah Palin?
Because Alaska. And so that was the first time we're like, we move it. If they get elected, we move it. And we started looking at Vancouver.
Yeah, we did look at.
We were looking at, but Canada's expensive, folks.
Yeah, Canada's not cheap.
Canada is expensive. Iceland.
I've never been there. I really would like to. That's
one of the places that everyone says it's beautiful. People are treated well. I'm just going to let you know. I've got my no list. I'm going to tell you my no list. My no list is I don't want to go down to that.
With Australia?
Australia.
I want to go to Australia. I'd like to experience.
All boys trip. Y'all want to go to Australia with him? See, there's Karen.
Sydney, yeah. I'd love to see Australia. I'd like to spend time in Australia. I didn't say I want to live in Australia, but I'd like to spend time.
The bugs are this big in Australia.
Oh, get over it.
I'm not about that life.
Have you been to Texas?
I'm not about that life. And the other thing that about Australia is they still embrace their racism. You know, so they treat the Aborigine really pitiful, really horribly. And then they say stuff like, but they need to do this because their brains are different. I can't.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit down and have a conversation with somebody.
I don't want to give them my money.
Okay, well, it's the boys' trip.
So, she did. So you did meet Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Okay.
They're standing out in front.
Wish I was there. Wish I was there.
Bill,
one of the three amigos. Good to see you. India. I want to know why you found that the most interesting. So my thing is I thought you couldn't flush the toilet paper in India. And we'll just throw it outside. He said, just throw it outside. He said, throw the toilet paper out the window and let it land on somebody. So, can you flush the toilet paper in India, Bill? Let us know in the chat if you can flush the toilet paper.
dig a hole, put it in a hole.
Oh, Egypt. So what cities in Egypt? I want to know how you were treated in Egypt as a woman. Were you there with your husband, or were you there with other women? How were you treated in the marketplace? I really want to know. So this is one of the ski places that I did want to go to, but I never made it to Whistler, Canada. But I heard it's beautiful. My dad's been there several times. Oh, thank you, Loretta. Tell her to just look on Facebook. We should be on Facebook. She should just be able to see it. So Loretta was one of the people who recruited me to be president of Colorado Black Women for Political Action. I don't know if I should thank her or spank her. I don't know. Expensive. Yeah. So India, I want to hear more about India. A lot of folks, when we went to South Africa, a lot of the people in the graduate program that I was in went to India. And I was like, if I have to pay to do an international trip to get this diploma, I want to go where I want to go, and I want to go to the continent. And I'm going to let student loans help me pay, right, Kristen? So Kristen was one of the folks who was helping us through my graduate work. Good to see you, Kristen. Zanzibar. That's not on my list.
It is now.
It is now.
Just put it there.
So have you been to Zanzibar, Kristen? And if so, tell us about it. So that's like going to a foreign country. We don't know what's going on in Florida. We don't know what the people are thinking about in Florida. All we know, every time we hear something about it's like Florida man caught doing this, Florida man caught doing that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Florida.
In all honesty, we almost bought a condo in Florida.
In Miami?
Yeah, in Miami, because we were looking as an investment to rent out for Airbnb.
Yeah. Okay.
But we bought one in LA.
Yeah. So I think. Okay, we're gonna tell you where we're going. But I think if we do Egypt, we have some friends. Well, Rick has a friend who's from Morocco. And he has been trying to get us to Morocco for about 10 years now. And he's like, oh, my family, they're going to feed you and do all of this stuff. The Black women that I know who have gone to Morocco have not been treated well. So I'm going to have to talk to our friend about that. And so that's why I wanted to know how they were treated in Egypt. Because I've heard a little bit about some of the cities in Egypt as well. And so I was told to do it with a group if you do it. And I don't do tours. When we went to, we were in Europe for almost a month. We went to 4 countries and about 8 cities, 10 cities, I don't know. And I didn't use, I did everything myself. I booked everything myself. I didn't use a travel agent. But, I think we might have to think about that. So if you guys want to guess, oh, Tracy, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, see, I cut it off. If you guys want to guess where you think we're going, there were some clues. If you guys saw our website, there were some clues. So our goal is May 31st, but June, we will be leaving the country for the month of June. That's when we're starting. And we're going to be in LA in May. So the goal is LA in May. And then in June, where do you think we're going? It's so obvious. It's so obvious.
I don't know half the time. I have to check in. So where are we supposed to be going?
We're going to Lisbon.
Lisboa.
Lisboa. So we're going to Lisbon, Portugal in June, and we're doing an exploratory trip. We're looking at neighborhoods and towns that we want to live in. And then at the end of June, we are actually in a fire group and they have a meetup. Oh, the kids. They have a meetup in Portugal, in Lisbon, in Cascais, which is like a suburb of Lisbon, and then in Coimbra, which is inland and kind of center, and then Porto, which is north. So we're not going to do Porto probably, but we are going to do the meetups in Lisbon, Cascais, and Coimbra. So we're going to be in Portugal in June, and then we are coming back to this side of the planet in July. And where do you think we're going to be? So we have gotten.
You're going to tell me.
Okay, I won't tell. I'm so bad. He's like, don't tell him.
Yeah,
I told
you're
him.
going to tell us. We've got right there. And you can tell them. You can tell them.
So, okay, I'll tell them the plan. Okay, so we are going to get permanent residency in at least 2 countries. That's what we're working on. And no, we're not giving up U.S. citizenship. We're American. There is privilege in that blue passport. We're not stupid. So, but yeah, so we're going to get residency in 2 other countries for several reasons. The first thing is when everything shut down during the pandemic, that was a wake-up call. It was like people got stuck places. People may have been, say, like in Mexico, and may have rented a place for 3 months on a tourist visa. And then they either got stuck there or they were told to leave. So I just started thinking about that. It's like, it would be nice to have several places that we could call home. And if something like this happens again, we don't know what's going on, if there's going to be the, whatever strand in 2030, dealing with the, who knows what strand.
That's not the
I pray. But anyway, so, if you're a resident, we got to let you in. So we are seeking residency in at least 2 other countries. And we have already received one of them.
We have residency.
Permanent
Not
residency.
citizenship.
Permanent residency.
Permanent residency. Because when we went to see if we could get it temporary, we were looking at getting temporary, and yes.
See?
Well, Art, come on now. Mr. Suazo said next.
You'll see. Come visit us next week. Come visit us next week. No, next week. Okay, what are we? I said a half an hour, and we are already at an hour. But ask questions. If you want to ask questions about what it takes to get residency, if you want to ask questions about how we're able to travel full time, or any questions like that before we sign up, yeah, definitely ask questions. Hi, Art. We love you.
Hey,
you
Art.
haven't called us. Why are you still working so hard, Art?
We got to talk, Art.
Why are you still working so hard, Art?
I hear that nightly, Art.
It's time to retire. And join us in Portugal.
Yeah.
Join us in Portugal. Right?
We could buy a villa together.
That's all I'm trying to say. Right? Like
that's what I want to do.
Let's look at some investments. Let's see what we need to do. And join us in Portugal. So in any event. So yeah, ask us questions. So we are gonna we said the easiest way to do this is if every Sunday, 1:30 p.m., we'll just go live, ask questions. We are decluttering. I'm getting rid of all of this stuff. I've got every movie you see. I don't know if I can get with Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock may come with us wherever we go.
Yeah, that's you can't get.
I might not.
That and The Night of the Living Dead. That's the first DVD I bought, and I'm not getting rid of that. That's my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies.
I'm a movie snob. I went to film school.
I just like to be.
It changed things. It changed things. Anyway, all right. So Art, you're in. All right. How long has Lisbon been on your list? Okay, I'm going to be honest. When the first time he said Portugal, I said to my dad, I said Portugal. Because Brazil, because how they colonized Brazil. I was like,
She's political.
If you're thinking about a country that you want to retire to, you need to look at their government.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get freedom of speech? How are you going to be treated? Right? There's a list. I've got my pro and con list of my country shopping list.
Yeah, and I go along with it. I go with it.
Right? So
you haven't led me wrong yet.
But he hasn't led me wrong either. So he said Portugal, and my first thing was like Portugal, but we had made a commitment to always get to yes. Like find a way to say yes. Don't just say no right out of the box. So, but I had to talk a little bit of stuff first, a little bit of trash. So I looked at my dad, who was like crossing by. I was like, Dad, Portugal. He's like, they're racist in Portugal. So I was like, but then I investigated. And so Portugal just entered the list about a year and a half ago. And it was because of the kids, Our Rich Journey. And then I started doing some more research. We joined Facebook groups and things like that. I really just never paid attention to Portugal. It was the little place next to Spain. Mystic Pizza kind of brought it on the map in my mind. I told you I went to film school and I'm a film snob. But other than that, it really wasn't on the list. But the more research that we have done, Portugal is like Bay. It's like California weather, Western Europe. You're part of the EU. They have universal health care.
Number 12 in the world as far as health care.
Of healthcare. They're like the third safest country in the world. And interestingly, the countries that they colonized in Africa and in Brazil, they've had a different relationship than Spain has had and then that England has had with its colonies. And so consequently, there have been Black folks in Portugal for a long time, generations, from their colonies. And so they're very much integrated into society. I did not see that in Spain. And there was something that was bugging me about Spain that I couldn't put my finger on. And it was that the Black folks in Spain did not seem to be part of the community. They seemed to be on the periphery. So, I am not about people getting their hustle on, but when the only hustle that is afforded to you is selling knockoffs at the beach, I've got an issue with that. Whereas in Portugal, there are business owners and all, and just very much a part of society. So that's one of the reasons why Portugal's on our list.
And another thing too,
What is it?
oh, don't forget, please, we ask of you, each and every one of you, to subscribe to us.
Oh yeah, hit like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
So yeah, we're gonna travel around and we're gonna film it, and you can help us declutter our house as we because we're renting it out. So we've got to get rid of all of this stuff in a month, so we can get out of Dodge. So yes,
Please
yes.
subscribe, like and subscribe.
So yeah, we and I've got some other stuff for you guys too. Okay, I've got some stuff for you guys. So yeah, we are going to be traveling around. We're going to be documenting all of this stuff. You guys know that I started in the film industry. He started on stage. We're hams at heart, so why not? Why not? So yes. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you. All right. So I've got some stuff for you guys. So I've got a Ready to Retire toolkit. If you did not download it from the email that I sent out, I'm going to put this in the chat here. Let me see. Yeah, I put this in the chat. Okay. Chat. And you can download that. The other thing that is in there is a way to keep in contact with us as we start bopping around. So that is in the chat. And was there something else? I guess that was it. So any last questions? I'm so happy you guys joined us.
Thank you so much.
I am so happy. We're thrilled. We're thrilled. So next week, we are going to be talking about 5 signs that you are closer to retirement than you think. A friend of mine, who shall remain nameless, can't figure out how to retire and has 7 figures in their retirement account. 7 figures in their retirement account, and they can't figure out how to retire. The notion that you have to save 30 times your full salary in order to retire is poppycock, and we're here as proof that that's a lie. This is not true. All right. So next week we're going to talk about 5 signs that you are closer to retirement than you think. We'll tell you, and we want to hear what you are doing, because we don't want you guys to be working until you're 70 talking about welcome to Walmart. That's some baloney. Some of you guys are already retired. Some of you aren't. We want you to join us as we bop around the globe. So come join us next week, 1:30. We'll try to keep it to a half an hour unless you guys keep talking. And otherwise, Anne's already retired. She figured out how to do it. She's already retired. And these people, I've had these people around me all along. Did I ask them? No, I did not.
And most people don't. Most people won't. So we're putting it out there, especially for young people out there. It's like,
yep.
We're here to help if you want help.
Yep. So, all right, guys, if there are let me look in the chat one more time, make sure there are no other questions. I think that's it. Bye. See you guys. Connie,
Love you.
Jack, all of you guys. Thank you so much. Every Sunday at 1:30, we're just going to chat and talk about how you too can reach financial independence, come travel the world with us, how you can travel full time, and all good stuff like that. So travel, retire abroad, money, and that's it.
Join us on our journey.
Yep. Thank you guys. All right. I'll see you later.